It's time for the NCW Life Channel's Spotlight on Business. A look inside area businesses to find out more of the story that went into being successful in North Central Washington. On today's Spotlight, we're visiting with the Lake Chelan, Wenatchee Valley, and Leavenworth Chambers of Commerce.
Hi, this is Cary Condotta. This is Chamber Calls, where we find out what's happening throughout North Central Washington. Today we are at Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce right here on the main street of Chelan, Washington. It's a beautiful day in Chelan, and frankly, it's going to be a beautiful fall. So let's step inside and find out what's happening in Lake Chelan in September. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce. We're here today with Morgan and Tiffany to talk about what's happening in Chelan in September. It is a great time to visit Chelan. Beautiful weather and lots going on. Tell us a little bit about what's happening.
There is a lot going on in September. It's one of our favorite times of the year, actually, fall. It's beautiful here, and once school starts, things slow down a little bit. A lot of retirees come. We have the Lake Chelan Car Show that's happening the weekend of the 7th and 8th. It's a lot of fun. There's a dance, there's dinner, and some amazing cars to be seen if you missed the one in June. We also have the home tour, and that is September 10th. And basically you buy a ticket and you tour these unbelievably beautiful homes. The homes you always drive by and want to go inside.
Right.
Those are the ones on tour. So that's a lot of fun. You can buy tickets here at the Chamber for that.
Okay.
And then it's also the 6th annual Sip and Stroll. And unlike Winterfest, it's a little smaller and it's so much fun to do. It's all downtown. Is the
you kind of go from place to place? Is that how it works? Right. So
yes.
It's like different tastings in different places all on Main Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's September 22nd, and that is a lot of fun. I've done it before. I think Morgan also has done it. But really fun because we don't get to participate in the Winterfest. Why not?
You're too busy doing that.
Yes.
We're going to talk more about that in future shows. All right, so that's a lot going on. You think that things slow down here, and they do a little bit in terms of the tourists, but the events are still going full speed. And
absolutely, and it's just a different kind of tourist, right?
Yeah.
So kids go back to school, and then the retired people come.
Okay, well, terrific. All right, tell us a little bit about, also there's live music, a lot of live music happening here, and that's going to continue through September. Where do we see live music? Is that weekends, or how does that work out?
Yeah, so it happens sometimes throughout the week. They're all placed at different wineries, which is so fun. You get to explore their atmosphere and also in different coffee shops. So if you participate in that, there's live music at Siren Songs and at Benson's, Wine Girl Wines, the Vogue downtown. Melisoni is another great spot, so you get to drink their wine, have fun in their atmospheres, and enjoy some live music outside when the weather's still great in September.
And it's a lot of different types of music. It isn't just one, so you get to see all kinds of different bands. There's single players, and there's big bands, and just a little bit of everything, so that's really good too. All right, well, there is a lot going on, and the big thing up here in the last few years, of course, has been the wineries. We just talked about the live music at the wineries, but wineries are going into kind of a new phase at this point, too. And is this the crush, or when do we have the harvest coming up? Is that soon?
Harvest will be the first 2 weekends in October, where they will actually invite people out to the wineries to stomp on the grapes and those kind of fun things.
But they're all open for tasting. That's all happening now, and they're very busy. And how many wineries? I bet you don't even know because they're changing all the time.
As of now, 34.
34 wineries in this valley.
Yes.
You will not run out of wine tasting, trust me. And some very nice new venues downtown. There's one right next door here. Is it Rocky Pond? It's a beautiful facility if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, and Rocky Pond actually does music on Thursday nights, which is really fun.
Wow, so again, it's a really great time. Anything you'd like to add on Chamber Calls? Anything we've missed in September? Except for beautiful weather?
Yeah.
And you can still go up the lake, right?
You can. The Lady of the Lake is still running at that time. September's just a wonderful time because you have a taste of fall, and coming in, you kind of beat the heat a little bit, but still can enjoy the nice long days and nights. So it's a beautiful time to come to Chelan, that's for sure.
All right, Morgan, Tiffany, thank you very much. There you have it. It's a great time to come to Chelan. There's a lot going on. It doesn't shut down after the 3-day weekend, honest folks. It keeps going. So make your way up here. Remember, it's only 40 minutes from Wenatchee, and a lot of good times to be had. And we'll see you next month on Chamber Calls, and we'll see what's happening in October and even into November.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. See you soon. Well, there you have it, folks. Lots going on here in Chelan in September. We'll take a quick break and be back with the Wenatchee Chamber of Commerce to see what's happening in the Valley. This is Chamber Calls from NCW Life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chamber Calls. We are now in downtown Wenatchee at the site of the fabulous new Chamber of Commerce, the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce. We're going to step inside and talk to Shiloh and see what's happening in the Valley this month. All right, welcome to the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce. We have Shiloh with us today to tell us a little bit about what's going on in the wonderful Wenatchee Valley. There is a lot happening in September, but let's talk about the summer a little bit. How did things go overall?
Overall, we had a very strong summer. Unfortunately, like the entire region, we were a little smoky there at the end, but the fresh air makes us feel good. We're breathing deep and ready for October and September outdoor recreation. We're very excited about that. But
well, it does look a lot better out there today, but it feels like there's a little bit of fall in the air for sure. So what's going on in terms of events in September here in the Valley?
So in terms of events here in the Valley, the Chamber is a partner with the Wenatchee Valley College on a fun program called 1 Million Cups. And so our goal is to drink 1 million cups of coffee while also hearing about, I know, right? It's coffee drinking. We're probably about, 400.
Did you say 1 million?
1 million cups of coffee while we listen to new businesses tell us about why they got into business. Why are they heroes to me, but why are they maybe slightly insane to the rest of us to actually start a business? What are the challenges facing them as they're in this process, and how can their community support them? And so it's really a fun event. We start promptly at 8 o'clock and we end promptly at 9 o'clock. Two businesses come in, they tell us their story, they get 6 minutes to kind of frame it. Why are you passionate about that thing that you're doing? So if you were doing it back in the days when you had the motorsports company, be like, Cary, why are you passionate about motorsports?
Right.
And then it would be, so what's that next challenge you're facing in your business? And so they would explain that to us. And then the big question is, how can your community support you? And then what happens is 20 minutes of Q&A, which is so cool. So the community then asks the business owner all sorts of things about their business. And then it comes to this, well, I know this person. Well, I can help with this. Well, let me connect you to this resource. And the energy just starts flowing.
Well, this is really unique. I've never heard anything quite like this. Does this take place here at the Chamber?
Takes place here.
And again, the times and dates?
First Wednesday of the month. So the next one's going to be September 5th. It's a partnership with the Wenatchee Valley College, Center for Entrepreneurship, and the Kauffman Foundation. And so Kauffman Foundation is actually the one that got this thing started in other communities. In other communities, they do it every week. We're a little smaller community for them, so we've been given permission to do it once a month. And so we pick two businesses. They come in and they tell us their story, and we rally around them, and we help them hopefully succeed a little bit better in their community. So that's the first event that's coming.
It is the Chamber of Commerce, and that is really a unique program. And if you miss the September event, there'll be one the first week in October. Yep. And we'll be back to talk about that too. Yep. Tell me what else is going on.
So then we have an exciting ribbon cutting happening September 11th. The Wenatchee Golf and Country Club, a long-time establishment in the Valley, is having a ribbon cutting open house. They've just remodeled their course and some of their internal areas of the clubhouse. And so they're inviting the public to come in and hear their story and see what they've done to upgrade. And so we're super excited to partner with them and go and cut the ribbon. It's been a big project. They decided, well, we did the first 9, now let's go do the other 9 kind of all at the same time. So they've kind of got a new look to their course and a new feel to their clubhouse, and we're super excited to go over and celebrate with them, and the public's invited to do that. So.
Well, that's very exciting because that was a very old course, very old building. It was probably due, but nice to have a new facility like that in town. What else? Lots going on.
There is lots going on. Well, we're super excited because then on the 14th of the month, our Community Leadership Class 17 kicks off, and we have a overflowing class, which we usually have between 20 and 25 professionals. It's a 10-month program, but 9 structured months. And then the 10th additional month is the tour that I take with them to Olympia. And so we do a behind-the-scenes event in Olympia in February. It's not mandatory for the class, but it's the opportunity that we give first to our community leadership class. And we usually fill the trip with all of our community leadership students.
And I can tell you that's a great program because I've been on the other side of that in Olympia, and people are really amazed to come over there and see what's going on. So I'd encourage you to get involved in that program for sure.
Which is super, super fun. And then the rest of the time, they're here in our community learning about different parts of our economy, how it's all interconnected. The thing that I love the most about this class is you enter in with 20 plus strangers that may know of each other, or maybe they're completely brand new to the community, and they leave after all of those sessions a connected network across multiple disciplines, and they've got someone, oh, I know someone in the healthcare industry I can reach out to. Oh, I know someone now in the ag industry I can reach out to. And it helps them really get a sense of how our local economy runs and thrives and how we are so interconnected here.
I am seeing a common theme in these programs of connecting the community and the business community. This is good things. This is something that Chamber of Commerce's do that most people don't think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And then we've got more, because we always do. So we are fortunate here at the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce. We get to be located in downtown Wenatchee, and we have a very strong partnership with the Wenatchee Downtown Association. Oftentimes we get confused. They think the Downtown Association is the chamber, or that the chamber is the Downtown Association. We're two different entities with two different missions, but we are great partners, and we're so excited to be helping them with their Young Professional Week. So this is the second year that the Downtown Association will be doing the YP Week here in downtown. So it'll be September 24th through the 28th, and we'll invite young professionals into downtown. At one of the events, we'll be back here. We'll get to the tasting bar in a minute.
Yep.
But we'll introduce them to different businesses and activities that are happening in downtown while introducing them to each other, which is really a fun opportunity to get our young professionals mingling in the downtown and seeing what's down here.
Well, you've got your hands full this month. While we're here, it's our first edition. Let's talk about some of the things that have happened in new business. We've got a new, beautiful hotel coming in down on the waterfront. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's the Hilton Garden, and it is beautiful. We're super excited to see them coming next door to Pybus. We're also super excited at the announcement that we'll be getting a parking garage down
I just heard that. I was pretty fascinated with that. It's definitely needed.
It's definitely needed. Pybus, the gym, the Biosphere, all the folks in that area will be so appreciative when we have more ample parking to serve our growing waterfront, which is exciting. We're excited for the additional connection to our convention center, so it'll be very easy for those that are staying at the Hilton Garden just to meander across the wonderful pedestrian bridge there and then participate in our conferences right next door, which is fabulous. It's also going to give a different vibe to the hotels that we have. It's a more upscale hotel, kind of complimentary to the Spring Hill Suites in town, which is one of our most popular hotels.
Right.
So it'll complement our area.
And speaking of across the river, there's another hotel going on the other side. What is that?
The Fairfield Inn. So it's another great hotel, and we have a third going in out in Old Station. So we're super excited for Eastmont. East Wenatchee. It's their first hotel in East Wenatchee. Maybe in 15,
It's been a long
years.
time, I know that.
It's been a very long time. And
Yeah.
We're also hoping they'll have a little bit of meeting space for the community, but we're excited. The thing that surprises me the most, Cary, is that we're still getting calls from folks that are looking at this market to build more hotels.
Yeah,
And
they see what's coming.
They see what's coming. Sometimes I think before we see what's coming. And
Yes.
so we're pretty excited to hear the different types of hotel investors, if you will, that are looking at our area. We were slightly concerned with the new hotels coming on in Leavenworth that it might impact us, but really it's not.
Kind of a different world up there, really. They're in their own little shell. We were just up there, and it's a different place, but they are also doing quite well. There's no question. So, speaking of the Chamber of Commerce, this is a fairly new facility, and since this is our first visit, tell us a little bit about the facility and how long you've been here.
So we've been here just a little over a year, and something that makes our facility a little unique is what's right behind me, which is the tasting bar. So we are one of two nonprofit chamber visitor bureaus, however you want to look at us.
It's unusual.
It's unusual, that has a beer and wine specialty shop connected to us.
But wineries are a big deal here in the Valley, no doubt. And you're not just highlighting one or two wineries. There are quite a variety here.
I think I've lost track. We usually have at least 23 different local wineries, and by local, I mean Wenatchee, Cashmere. We do have some from Chelan. We do have some from Leavenworth, Quincy even. So it's kind of the regional area that we feature. We are the sole distributor for a few of our smaller boutique wineries. One of those is Keystone out of the Indiana River Valley, Keystone Ranch. They are doing wine now, which is super fun. So we have the exclusive opportunity to sell their wine, and it's flying off the shelf, which is great. We also do beer, so we have a partnership with all of the breweries. We're part of Our Valley, Our Future. We're helping lead what's called Brewers Row.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're going to have a Oktoberfest coming up in September. So that'll be the last weekend, I believe, in September, happening here in downtown Wenatchee. So the Chamber's helping them with that, which is super exciting. But we have them on tap as well. So we sell growlers. We can sell you a growler of beer. You can come down and do a beer and cider tasting on top of the wine.
And of course, you can actually get information like a normal Chamber of Commerce. After you've done your wine tasting, you have all the information on the events, things happening, tours, whatever people want to do.
You're looking to relocate
You're talking about
here?
outdoor recreation being a big deal in the fall. So
absolutely big deal. We've got some pent up energy. We want to get out on our trails and do a few other things. But yeah, you can, if you're a retiree coming to the community, you're looking to relocate, we can help you with that. If you're looking to relocate your business, your family here, we can help you with that. If you're just visiting for a day, a week, a conference, we can help you with that. And so on the outdoor front, we're pretty excited. We'll talk more about this in October, but we will be having the Washington Trails Association here doing their conference in downtown Wenatchee.
Oh, that's very exciting. It's a big organization. Wow. We'll get back to that. We are going to come back a month from now and talk to Shiloh again about the October and into November and the fantastic fall. Things don't slow down much around here.
They do not slow down, and we're excited. The next thing we'll be gearing up for, and I'm sure we'll be talking about in October, is election season.
Oh, and then there's that.
So we'll be partnering with some folks to do some candidate forums. We'll be working with our friends at Coho and NCW Life to do the big candidates forum coming up in October, and then we'll be doing a special forum for the judicial candidates, just as the Chamber, and a few other things that we have in the works.
So we'll get some specifics on that when we visit next time. Shiloh, I want to thank you for your time today. You've got a lot going on. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And we look forward to coming back and hearing more in the next month or so.
You're always welcome, and so are you. Come see us downtown Wenatchee on the corner of 2nd and Wenatchee Avenue.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, all the things that are happening in the Wenatchee Valley. We are going to take a short trip up to Leavenworth and find out what's happening in the Bavarian Village. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Chamber Calls. We're here in Leavenworth, Washington with Nancy and Morgan from the Chamber of Commerce to find out what's happening in Leavenworth. It is starting to feel a little chilly up here. I think we're holding on to the last few minutes of summer. How did the summer go in general, Nancy?
Oh, it was great. It was a great summer. We had a little haze this year, but that didn't affect people's spirit or tourism much here.
Well, that's good news. And I know there's a lot of new things happening. Right behind us, there's a beautiful new building. Tell us a little bit about that.
Isn't that something? Flint Hardwick came up and built this beautiful construction here with the Rhine House being the main tenant above with 300 seats for a beer garden. I know.
That's a big place.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And they've added to it with Whistle Punk Ice Cream, a local ice cream maker. We've got Milbrandt Vineyards and Ryan Patrick Vineyards. A Book for All Seasons moved in, and so that helps because then a Book for All Seasons area is going to become Black Door Vintage Market and Inn. So lots of movement around. That's adding to, in the last couple of years we've had Post Hotel, the luxury spa.
That's this beautiful luxury hotel down at the end of the street.
Spa hotel, high-end Hampton Inn, just there next to Safeway. We've got Bushel and Bee came in, and the old Mottler building, a new cider house. Local Yokel is a great little sandwich and soup place. Watershed brought in Yodelin, which is a broth bowls and salad area. So we've just got, new, fresh, local, really cool additions to the Leavenworth family.
And one I've noticed coming into town, the old Burger King building, which was kind of the only blight building at the end of town, is now turned into a beautiful facility. Tell us about that one.
Well, that, and Jeff has had Blue Spirits in town for a few years in the new construction there, where the old fruit warehouse was, and has had such a great time down here, he's decided to expand. And so the old Burger King, that you know it as, is now a gorgeous Blue Spirits distilling facility.
It is terrific. I've been inside. It's amazing. And it just keeps growing. What are you going to now? I understand you might have some parking or some changes coming in next year in the at the end of town, out where the Hampton is. There's lots going on out there. You got a Link
Right.
Center coming in.
Link Center, a shuttle. We've been working on parking strategies. We have some temporary lots maybe coming online. Infrastructure is where we need to put our effort now to make the growth feel good.
Right. You've got a brand new Tesla charging, what is it called, a supercharger?
Well, that's a great question. 16 of them. So bring your Teslas. Apparently, we're the destination to recharge.
That is fascinating. I don't think I've seen a Tesla center like that anywhere in Eastern Washington, so this is the first. All right, so we've talked about what's happening here and some of the new businesses. Let's talk about events. September is, things slow down a little with school going back, but not in Leavenworth. Things just keep going. So tell us what's happening, Morgan.
Yeah, that's right. So there's always something going on in Leavenworth, and September is really no different. So kind of in the middle of the month, we have a fall wine walk that's put on by Cascade Farmlands, and so you can kind of taste your way through 20 different tasting rooms in town, get some prizes, taste some cheese, things like that. And then that same weekend, we have a Cascade couples golf tournament. So that's put on by the Leavenworth Golf Course. So lots of different things going on. Towards the end of the month, we have a couple bigger festivals. Salmon Fest, they do that every year. So that's the 20th and through the 22nd. And so that's kind of the celebration of the return of the salmon in the Wenatchee River.
Right.
Yeah, so they have a lot of hands-on, fun, educational, different things for kids and families to do together. And then the final weekend of September, we have our Autumn Leaf Festival. So that's our longest standing festival, and it's kind of
That is the longest standing. That's kind of the original.
Yes, the original.
All
yep.
right. And what happens there?
So it's a hometown festival, so lots of live music, they do a parade, there's a Royal Lady of the Autumn Leaves, so yeah, lots of things going on that weekend as well.
Well, I guess. Well, like we said, nothing slows down in Leavenworth at all.
Yeah.
There are new businesses, there are new events, and there's something happening all the time here. And yes, it is chilling down a little, but that leads us into next month. We're going to come back and talk about that because it never stops. So anything you'd like to add for us?
I think, and Morgan knows best about this, but for our friends in the Valley, there's a lot of things that happen midweek that are kind of interesting too. Like Bushel and Bee puts on a trivia night. We've got live music. We've got very interesting sip and paints happening during the week. So if you're a local in the area and you want to come and not do a big festival, that's a good place to join in.
It is just a short drive up here. That's the point. There's so many things to see and do. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, we have the farmers market on Thursday, Art in the Park here, local artists display all of their different items, and then like Nancy said, we have trivia nights on Monday, lots of live music, so always something going on in Leavenworth.
All right, so we've talked about the new things that are here and the events that are happening. What is coming to Leavenworth? There's more.
Well, there's potential, right? And so we're always looking to move forward, and there's opportunity for an alpine coaster over there near the old where the Osprey rafting area is. A little downhill coaster is being looked at there. There's apartments being looked at behind Safeway. The Link station is being built back there, which will provide a shuttle service from behind Safeway at a park and ride through town. Coming up, Tumwater Bakery, which used to be the Tumwater Inn and Restaurant, will be opening here shortly, whenever permitting and blessings are given. So there's lots of opportunities, lots of things that are still in the hopper.
Well, yes, and I know housing's been a big issue up here, so that apartment complex is probably really
Wouldn't
needed.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Yep, and more? Anything else that you could think of that, goodness,
Lots
this place
of stuff,
is amazing.
yeah.
This is probably the most successful small town in America, wouldn't you say?
Oh, well, we're pretty successful, and it's pretty cool for sure. And as you know, we'll be leading into Oktoberfest, which leads into Christkindlmarkt, which leads into Christmas lighting. So this is what we call a kind of kickoff to our fall festival season.
Yes, and we'll be back to talk about those events and others. There will be a lot going on all during the fall in North Central Washington, and we'll be covering it right here on Chamber Calls. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks, Morgan.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
We'll see you in a month or so to find out a little bit more about that Oktoberfest thing.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing.
That little thing we do.